Our next guest is Charlie Groves from Flint River Armory. How's it going?
Good, Colin. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a pretty decent day here in Dallas, so I'm making it.
Yeah, it's a terrible day in North Alabama at about 78 degrees and sunshine. So.
Oh, okay. Well, touche. So tell us about Flint River Armory.
Well, just kind of the 5-minute or less tour here. We started this a little over 5 years ago, kind of as a joke after work, and we all built training systems for Marine Corps and Navy UAV, and we started talking about it, and went from a napkin to a whiteboard to a 3D CAD program, and now we started delivering to customers about 9 months ago. So we opted for the gas piston because nobody else had done it.
Yeah.
And we were curious. And that's kind of where we are now. It's a bunch of engineers and me, a retired naval aviator. That's how we got this whole thing started.
Hey, I've had my experience in that some of the best gun makers are engineers for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're pretty meticulous. So.
Yeah, I know some of my friends are engineers, and it's to their detriment sometimes.
Yes, that is a true statement.
So what are some of your new or notable products?
Well, right now we have our 45 out. We do a 16-inch barrel carbine, and a 10-inch barrel SBR, and a 10-inch barrel pistol variant.
Okay.
And we're working on now, and we've already have the first couple of prototypes done. We're going to do an integrated suppressor on one as well. We're going to do the 10-inch barrel, a 9-inch can, overlap it for about 3 inches or so, and roll the forearm over the top of the can. And so far, that's working out pretty well.
Yeah.
We've let some people shoot it, and they like it.
So,
we're coming. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's the delay here. We're working on a 9mm version of it as well.
Okay, because
we're hoping to come out with that sometime in late summer. We do a proprietary mag because we do a 4-lug lock and bolt.
Okay.
And that dictated that we do our own magazine just to have reliability of feed. It's a 25-round stainless steel. So
it's proprietary?
It is.
Okay.
It is proprietary, but it works like a champ. We're real happy with it.
Awesome. Now, why did you guys decide to start off with the 45 carbine?
That would be on me. I'm a 45 guy. So
okay.
Gray beard. I'm a 40 and a 45. I don't even own a 9mm. So
really?
Yep. We started out with that, and I don't know. We've been pretty happy with it. It's I like that. I like it. We get the performance out of our system now. Our gas piston really helps on the recoil. It's a very smooth recoil impulse. We get a little bit better performance with the lock and bolt. So, but a lot of people like 9, so we're going to do a 9.
You don't seem too ecstatic about that.
Well, I mean, I'd rather do a 10mm, but you have to. It's a business.
That would be interesting. That would be incredibly interesting. I think I'd have to second you on that with respect to the 10mm. I'm a 10mm fan. I don't shoot it very often, but I am a fan of it. It's kind of more of a mythical cartridge to me.
It is, but if you take our platform with the performance we're getting out of a 45, I mean, we're getting over 1,200 feet per second.
Really?
Out of the 16-inch barrel with the 185 Hornadies. So and it shoots flat and it's very accurate.
What was the capacity on that again, on the magazines for it?
25.
25? Okay. I mean, yeah, I think there's a big case to make for 25 rounds of 45 ACP coming from an SBR carbine. I can dig that. I can definitely dig that.
Well, I'll give a little plug in here. Iraq veteran 8888 did a video review on us, and that's just gone kind of crazy over that. Yeah, he ran an SBR that I use as a demo that's got, I don't know, 12,000 rounds in the thing now, I guess. And yeah, it was great. I love the SBR. I mean, that's the perfect size for that cartridge.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Iraq veteran as well. And so I run a 9mm carbine at home.
Okay.
And for largely because everything I shoot, generally speaking, is a 9mm.
Right.
But I have entertained the notion of, at that point, usually I don't carry 45 because I'm limited in capacity.
Correct.
And then, of course, you know, and then you can make the arguments in terms of being able to shoot 45 or not as fast as a 9 and so forth and so on. But I feel like if you get it in the carbine setup, on the carbine platform, where size is not so much an issue as it is when you're carrying a gun, and then being able to have the capacity not being an issue as well, I think there's an incredibly strong case for a 45 in that sense.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's, you know, I carry a 45 sometimes, but I also carry a 40, and you have to weigh that what capacity you have, because it's things do not work. You know, the plan falls apart at first contact, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So more rounds is always a better idea. But yeah, that's why we looked at that with this carbine platform. I mean, you get the accuracy, obviously with the magazine, you get the capacity, and you get the stability out of it because of the, you know, the long and the sight radius.
Yeah.
So. And you know, and you can read all the studies and look at all the numbers about 9mm versus 40 versus 45. Like I said, I'm an old guy.
Well, no, I'm not holding it against you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
I am holding the 40 against you, though.
Oh, okay. Well, that's an old habit from 20-something years ago.
No, I'm just messing with you.
I know, man. I know. Everybody, you know, you ask anybody and everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah, no, but, absolutely. Absolutely.
I have to look at it from a personal defense perspective. And that's what we designed this to be, as a personal defense weapon.
Gotcha.
To that, a 230 grain hollow point 45 moving at about 900 feet per second at close quarters would be fairly effective.
Yeah.
What you need it.
I think there's something to say about 45 moving at 900 feet per second suppressed. It makes it even more effective.
Yes, it does, and it really is. That's what it's a lot of fun to shoot suppressed.
Yeah, especially with something moving at subsonic speeds.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. When you run the 185s, it's not subsonic. You still get a pretty good crack out of it.
Yeah. But
the 230s are below 1,000 feet, and especially out of the 10-inch barrel. But it's it's just fun. I don't know how else to describe it. And the recoil impulse that we get really makes that a lot smoother too. And it's interesting because nobody's ever shot a gas piston 45.
Gotcha.
So it's interesting to have people shoot it and then go, well, that's not what I expected.
Yeah. Now, for people who don't really understand the distinction, explain to them on a very kind of elementary level what you mean by gas piston.
Oh, okay. Very good. That's actually a very good point. Your typical handgun, and you have to equate this back to a handgun because of the cartridge that we're using, runs off of blowback. That means pure physics. Cartridge detonates, bullet goes one way, everything else goes the other way. And when you get to a carbine, that's why a lot of those have a pretty massive bolt carrier, because you have to have that assembly to get the energy and the momentum to put the energy back in the buffer system, and then and then be able to recoil, load, and do that. An AR typically runs off a gas impingement system, which means you pick up the gas in the barrel, but then it flows back into the bolt carrier, and it blows it one way and the other way. And that's very dirty, but it works. It's very efficient. What we did is we have a gas port in the barrel, and that gas goes into the chamber, hits a little 9mm piston, little short stroke. The short stroke is very short. It's like a little hammer. Yeah. And that's what imparts the energy into the bolt carrier. And that's why we can use a pretty small bolt carrier, because we don't need it. We don't need the mass.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting you pointed out the recoil sensation, because, you know, I've noticed quite often there's such a massive distinction between the recoil impulse on a straight gas gun versus a piston gun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There is. And it's been fun. I mean, it's interesting because a lot of women like to shoot it. You know, my wife's 5'2" and 57. And so and she loves to shoot it, and she's very accurate with it. Yeah. And I've had several women who have never handled a firearm in their life, and got them to go out and shoot it, and they enjoy it. I have a 12-year-old nephew that shot it. One of my business partners, his 8-year-old son has shot it.
That's awesome.
And so yeah, it is. It because it's balanced in the recoil impulse, and it's not very heavy anyway. We've kept it as light as we can and being very sturdy.
Gotcha. Are there any plans to go up into some of the bigger calibers, or you guys are going to stay specifically in the pistol range?
I think initially, I mean, that's a big discussion, right? Mm-hmm. And you have to look at it. I mean, you have your interest, and I have interest in something I'd like to do, but you also have to look at it from a business perspective as well. and we have it. We have a niche, and I want to take over that niche.
Yeah.
And so you got to have plans, right, and ambition. But so I think right now we're going to stick with pistol calibers. But yeah, we've discussed it. I mean, a couple of options we have. You know, everybody likes 308. I like 308. That'd be awesome. And here's something about our platform that if you look at it, you can go online or whatever, but our lower and our buffer compartment is cut out of the same aluminum billet. It's a monolithic piece of aluminum. And we did that for strength. We said we want it sturdy. And that's one of the weak points on an AR platform is if you look at the lower receiver, you got the tang that sticks up that the buffer system, you know, fits into with the castle nut.
Yeah.
That's a weak point on the lower, and also just for that real thin little tube. You can take ours and beat a door down with it, and you won't hurt it. I had somebody, I told them that, and they took me at my word. And, in fact, it was interesting because we spring our firing pin as well. Just we were concerned with slam fire, and we're trying to think through all the scenarios and issues that you might have. And he put a round in the chamber and put it on fire, pointed it down range, and slammed it butt first into a big wooden table as hard as he could about 3 times. And I was kind of, no, he looked and it didn't fire, and he certainly didn't break anything.
Yeah. Well, thank God for that.
Hey, I don't know. he kind of op-checked our concept there.
Yeah. Hey, no, I mean, I'm glad it worked out. Let me say that much.
Yeah, well, I was kind of going, it's like children, you know?
Yeah.
Your children might be little angels at home, but you never know when they go somewhere. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Charlie. I look forward to seeing what you guys have going down the line in the future. And be sure to join us when you definitely have something you want to talk about.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate the time, and have a great day. Thanks for all you do, man.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Absolutely.
All right. Have a
great
day.
One, Charlie. We got another quick break, and then we're going to talk about some legislation that needs your attention.